So, you've seen this before, that satisfying little animation on the iPhone, the dynamic island stretching, morphing, expanding. It feels alive, it feels expensive, and everyone assumes you need Swift or some crazy native API to pull it off. But today, I'm going to show you how to build this, right here in the browser, with nothing but HTML, CSS, and a tiny bit of vanilla JavaScript. Let's get into it. Alright, first things first. Let's set up the project. We start with a standard HTML5 shell. Link the CSS in the head, link the JS at the bottom of the body. After all, the HTML. Because our script needs the DOM to exist before it runs. Now here's the structure of the player itself. We have one main div with class player. Inside it, 3 sections. The art row, album cover, track info, AirPlay button. The progress bar, only visible in the full player stage. The bottom row, favorite star and playback controls. The key insight here is, the player div is the only thing that changes size. Everything inside just reacts to it. That's the whole trick. Now here's where the magic lives. Open up style.css. We define 3 stage classes, S1, S2, and S3. Each one describing a different shape. See how border radius grows with the card? That's intentional. Apple always keeps the corner radius proportional to the size. It's a subtle design detail that makes it feel premium. Now, the transition. This goes on the base.player class, not on the stage classes. 3 properties. Same duration, same easing. That's it. Let me talk about this cubic Bezier for a second because this is the most important line in the whole project. Open Chrome. DevTools, click the little curve icon next to any transition. You'll see it visually. Notice something unusual. The curve goes above 1.0 before coming back down. That means the element overshoots its target. It goes slightly past the final size, then bounces back. That's what gives it that springy, alive feeling. That's what makes it feel like Apple made it. Compare it to a standard ease out. The numbers 1.56 and 0.64 are the control points that create the overshoot. You can tune them. Higher, 1.56 means more bounce. Lower means more subtle. I landed on these values after testing a bunch of options to match Apple's feel as closely as possible. Also notice will change, width, height, border radius. This tells the browser to promote the element to its own GPU layer before the animation starts, which means no jank, no repaints, buttery smooth. Now here's where it gets really satisfying. The child elements, the album art, the track title, the progress bar, they all have their own transitions that react to the parent changing class. The album art, for example, same pattern. Define the sizes per stage, let CSS handle the animation. The progress bar uses a different trick. In stages 1 and 2, it's completely hidden. In stage 3, it fades in, but with a slight delay so it appears after the card has expanded. That 0.2 seconds delay, right there, is what creates the staggered feel. The card expands first, then the content appears. It feels choreographed, intentional. Same trick with the favorite star. Opacity 0 in stage 1, fades in with a delay in stage 2 and 3. Alright, let's look at the JavaScript. The entire state is one variable. The entire animation is one function. We swap the class. CSS does the rest. We don't touch element.style.width. We don't calculate anything. We just say, you're now in stage 2, and the browser figures out how to get there. The Morphing class adds a quick glow pulse animation, then removes itself after 700 milliseconds. Nice little polished detail. If this helped you, hit the like button. It genuinely helps the channel grow. And if you want to see the next part where we add gesture-based morphing with pointer events and drag to expand, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. The full source code is linked in the pinned comment below. Drop a comment if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.